and request Madam Annette from Erusi SS to pray for us. Go ahead, Madam Annette.
Let us have ourselves and we pray. Almighty Father, we thank you for the gift of today. We thank you for giving us life. We thank you for putting us in this situation. We thank you for making us leaders. We thank you for the wisdom you've given to lead the different schools and institutions we are in. Father, now that we sit for this meeting, we ask for your wisdom, your spirit, and your presence to guide us through so that whatever we are going to discuss may be for the good of the institutions and the nation at large. I ask all this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Madam Annette. We'll now mute you so that we don't get any feedback from your end. Ladies and gentlemen, we are trying to see if we can connect to each other through the available technologies. Internet connectivity may not be good everywhere, but we want to see what is possible with our region. We are coming together as the West Nile and Acholi region schools, and we are coming in teams. In this meeting, we expected the deputy teacher, the director of studies, the ICT lead, and where possible, if the head teacher is available, we expected the head teacher. So by show of hands, which team has a head teacher? Just by show of hands, is there a team with a head teacher? Now we are also learning how to put up our hands. Is there a team with a head teacher? By show of hands. Okay, there is at least a hand that has come up. Okay, 3 hands came up. That means at least, okay, Noya Schools is also there. Noya, there is somewhere you can raise your hand from. We want the E hand. There is a E hand and not the physical hand. So my name is Ronald Dungu. I'm a Principal Education Officer in the Ministry of Education and Sports. And I'm the desk officer, the district focal point officer for West Nile and Acholi region. I met the head teachers on Monday, and I'm happy that they have responded. The ones of West Nile, I met them on Monday, but the ones of Acholi, we met sometime, I think it was 25th May, if I'm not mistaken. And we agreed on a number of things, but we know that we can't do anything without the foot soldiers. And the foot soldiers are the deputy teacher, the director of studies, and in this particular case, we also want the ICT leads in the schools because we are connecting using technology. So that is why we are here today. Never mind whether we are still few schools, but we should be moving forward. And at some point, we want to see all the schools in West Nile and all the schools in Acholi region being able to join in. And that is going to be one of my critical delivery points. And I hope that you will work with me to bring your next school so that they can also connect to us. I have a presentation that I'm going to use, and I'll go through the presentation and then keep writing your questions that come to mind. Keep putting them in the chat, but also keep writing them on the side. We shall have a Q&A beyond this. And I hope that we will be quick enough so that latest 4:30, we are out of here. So I will turn on my presentation and I will request that you kindly allow me make the presentation. So I have been very deliberate to find a title to this presentation. Research-based schools. How do we make our schools research-based? And why should we make them research-based? I hope by the close of the year, we shall see which school has been able to do some research. And the research, there is what we call action research, such that we see the change in the school. And that change should be something you prescribe at the very start. So where is your school and where do you want the school to go? That is going to be the bigger question that I will leave you, but we shall follow through the whole of this afternoon. And we are making this, I'm making this presentation to the government secondary school teams in West Nile and Acholi regions in Uganda. So this is particular for you as a region, West Nile and Acholi. This meeting was originally set for 2 p.m., but then it was changed for 3 p.m. And I thank the good Lord that we are now here. So let's talk about improving our schools. And in improving our schools, there is something that the ministry wants us to do now, and that is the EMIS registration of learners and teachers. We are going to talk about that. We shall also talk about the use of ICTs in education. Where should we start from? And in that, we shall talk about ICT training for the teachers. We shall talk about closing the learning gaps through seminars for learners and workshops for teachers. We shall talk about the good case study practices in the new lower secondary curriculum. We shall also talk about what some of you have heard about, called the Nehemiah Initiative. And we'll also go into mentoring student teachers on school practice. I want to know if some of your schools already have student teachers. And then the most important, visibility of schools through the school blogs. And that is why the ICT teachers were invited to this meeting. If they are not here, the recording will be available and we shall still talk to them. So let's look at the EMIS registration. Those in West Nile, and I just picked Arua City. Arua City has 9 schools. And for example, Arua Public. I don't know if I have anybody in Arua Public. Mr. Gidudu, you can put down your hand. I want to see the other hands. Mr. Gidudu, you could put down your hand. Do I have anybody from Arua Public? Just, yes. Mr. Maxwell, most welcome. Mr. Maxwell, I'm going to ask you to unmute. Mr. Maxwell, how many learners are in your school?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Maxwell, how many learners are in your school?
We have 2,175 learners.
2,175.
Yes, please.
Let me just take note of that. That is why I put off my screen. I will come back with a screen. So you said we have 2,000 plus.
175.
2,175.
Yes. Out of which we have 876 girls.
873 girls. Okay.
76.
76.
Yes, 876.
How many teachers? How many teachers are in your school?
We have 83 teachers.
How many are
83?
government? How many are government?
Government, we have 61.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, Mr. Maxwell, as per the current registration, let me just go back here a bit. Okay. Let me see if I can go back here. So as per the current registration on EMIS this morning, you have 1,247 learners. So it means that we have almost 900 learners that you have not yet put on the platform, probably because of the many challenges. And
Yes.
that is why we are joining hands today. And you have 70 teachers, and would like to have all the government paid teachers and all those you pay on PTA on the platform.
Yes. Mm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the bigger question is, how can we work together, cluster ourselves, and support each other to make sure that, like Arua Public, all the learners that are possible for now, I know if they're refugees, we still have a challenge with a database from the Office of the Prime Minister and so on. There are also challenges where the parents have not given you their NIN numbers. How do we encourage the parents to give the NIN numbers or encourage them to go to NIRA and register because of that learner? But I also know that we have a challenge where if somebody is paying fees for someone, then they say, I cannot put in my NIN number. So those are challenges that we shall overcome. But what is important now, can we put all those who can be registered onto the system? And the teachers that cannot be registered, what is their problem? Is it that they don't have the certificates? Did they lose the certificates? Or is it that they have failed to get the e-registration number? And if they have failed to get the e-registration number because of delays, I requested that you send me a list of those teachers from your school, and then I work with the department responsible to ensure that those teachers can receive their e-registration. For me, what is important is that these two regions must be clean, especially as far as the basic requirements, so that we remain with only the cases that are failing simply because we cannot secure them due to other challenges like they are refugees. So I want to invite all the teams here to look back at EMIS and see what is the problem, what have we achieved, and what can we achieve better. Thank you, Mr. Maxwell. I want to see if I have somebody from Ediofe Girls. Do we have somebody from Ediofe Girls? Anybody from Ediofe? Mr. Maxwell, you can put down your hand and I see if there is anyone from Ediofe. Someone from Ediofe? Yes, Sister Josephine. Sister Josephine, I'm going to allow you to unmute. Sister Josephine, please unmute.
Yes.
Yes, Sister Josephine, how many girls are in Ediofe?
There are 1,162.
So Ediofe has 1,162. And how many teachers?
43.
43 teachers.
Yes.
Okay. I know when I was looking at your page this morning, I discovered that there are some boys there. There was an error when they were uploading the learners. Some became boys, and we have to wait until when we can enable the editing so that those boys can be removed. But what is important here to note, sister, is just make sure that all the learners you can put on the platform are on the platform. and remain with only those cases that are difficult. They are refugee or their parent has totally refused to give you any information, so that we now work towards completing that going forward. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Josephine. Let me go to Ajumani SS. Anybody from Ajumani SS? Any team from Ajumani SS by show of hands? Yes. Okay, I can see Ajumani SS. Ajumani SS admin, open your microphone. Yes, Ajumani SS, I looked at your page this morning and all your learners are still in the year 2022. You have not promoted them to the year 2023, and you had 246 learners. I'm sure you've had challenges, but let's hear from you, Ajumani. Do you know what the greatest challenge has been for you? Admin Ajumani, and I'm not putting you on the hotspot. Maybe I also open Nuru. Nuru, let me also ask you to unmute. I'm not putting you on the hotspot, but I'm just hot seat, but I just want to know if there is anyone supporting you. in Ajumani. Okay, Nuru.
Hey, you
somebody
people,
speaking in the background.
you'll come and finish later. This,
You
come
for me.
Nuru,
Yes, this is
somebody
Nura.
speaking.
Yeah, this is Nur Abdallah from Ara Secondary
Yes.
School.
Yes.
We have 1,220 students.
Yes. 1,000
And,
what?
220.
Okay.
And 62 teachers, but 42 on government payroll.
Okay.
This is Ara Secondary School.
That is what?
Arua Secondary School.
Oh, that is Arua. Okay.
Yes.
No, I wanted the Ajumani SS. Okay. No, Nuru, thank you. Thank you. Just close. Let me find
Yeah.
out. Admin, Ajumani admin.
Send a chat. Chat?
Don't, Nuru, don't worry. Nuru, don't worry. Let me mute you. Admin Ajumani, can you speak to us? Let's just see if we can reach you. Okay, but friends, what I wanted to tell you here is that different schools have different challenges. But maybe the person in Ajumani SS who has to call a Diofe or call Arua Public to say, friends, I'm stuck with this. How can I be helped? Now, the ICT person or the person working on this platform in that school, in a Diofe, in a Arua Public, be very good to support the people in Ajumani. Ajumani SS cannot find support from Kampala while you are there in the region. What we are trying to develop for now is support from within, and we must find this support. That's what I'm trying to look at. But let's go down to St. Mary Assumpta Girls. I saw somebody online. St. Mary Assumpta, by show of hands. Let me see and allow you to unmute. I'm still in West Nile. I'm moving to Acholi. Okay, St. Mary Assumpta, unmute.
Yeah, it's okay. We are there.
Okay.
No, the assistant does together with
Okay.
the deputy and the DOS.
Okay, that is good.
Yeah.
I noted this morning that in your
Yes.
school, you have registered 209 learners, but you
That
have
is
not
true.
but you have not put senior 1 and senior 2 data.
Yes. For the case of senior 2, we have a challenge with the refugee number,
Okay.
which is not working out. Now we together with the head teacher, wanted to reach the OPM office and see what to do. And then for the case of senior one, I'm trying to get the form, a soft copy, and I gave them to fill it up. But unfortunately, it was removed from the website, the M system, it was removed. And I tried extracting it from the WhatsApp group. It was also removed. So maybe one of the colleagues help and put it on the WhatsApp group. Senior one, I'll do it very soon. But senior two, the challenge is on the refugee number.
Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to share with the regional chair for West Nile, and those of Acholi, the treasurer for the region has been helping Ms. Toti. So I will be sharing that particular form, the data capture form, and you will have it by close of business today, so that you can download it and make copies for the learners. We really need to move on, so the simple issues should not really derail us. Okay.
Yes.
And I note you had 22 teachers. Are those the only teachers you have?
No, we are 42, but unfortunately, the time I was uploading their data, some were committed in other activities. But each time I receive some, I always put their information there. I think by the end of this week, I will be done putting their information. We are 42, and I believe by the end of this week, I'll be done with all of them.
Okay. If all the schools could put a big notice in the staff room that we need the teacher data and collect the data you need so that you upload all the teachers. We are getting into a season where we are coming to the new financial year. We expect more money from Minister of Finance, but we also expect the Auditor General to wind up with his validation exercise. And we are now going into deployment of teachers. We are also going into transfers of teachers, but we need this information online. We must be able to see so that we know. I will share the link here for capture of teaching gaps and other issues. I will put it in the in our chat as we go on, so that we use these links if they've not yet been shared, but they were shared. We use these links to capture some of that important information that we need.
Yeah, maybe something small, Mr.
Yes.
Dungu.
Yes,
Yeah, maybe
please.
something small about the teachers on government. We are having 17, but one of the challenges I faced, there is too much information that is required of them, the file number and a lot of details. And some of this information, they are documented and are not always with them. I wish we could find a way of making some mandatory, that I focus on those ones to make the work a bit easier. Because each time they come, there's something they have not brought. That's why it's delaying me a bit.
But you've been asking this for I don't know how many months now. You also commit them to looking for this information. Whoever did e-registration and they have the new number, the first thing they got was that file number. So let's commit them before we give up on them. Somebody,
Okay.
okay, please put down the hand unless you want to ask a question. Sister Sumta, Maria Sumta, put down. Now I can see Ajumani. Ajumani, okay, Ajumani, we'll take your question. Biaya SS Ajumani, let's take your question.
Yes. Yeah, Mr. Dungu, we have a challenge on this EMIS. I find it that in Biaya SS Ajumani, we have 1,090 students, out of which I've registered 533 boys and 291 girls, totaling to 824. So the balance could not enter, and this is one of the reasons is that the refugee number, so that maybe if your office can align with the office in charge, so that these students are registered without using the refugee number. Otherwise, we are facing a lot of challenge on that. And again, in the Biaya SS, the challenge is that the teachers, we have only 24 teachers on the government, and we have 17 out of the government. And the question here is that we find to register them is a challenge, because we find others have the qualifications which are not supposed to handle A level. So because of the manpower gap, we have to engage them to teach. Like one of our ICT teacher is somebody who is a graduate, but still we cannot put him in on the government ticket. That is a really challenge. So I don't know how you can look at Biaya, because you talked about the manpower gap, and this manpower gap you have to look at us, because 1,090 students handled with only 24 teachers, and out of this head teacher, the deputies, meaning that we don't have even 24, but we have only 21 teachers handling 1,090 students. It's a really big challenge. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for that information. Let me first share, I hope I can, let me share all this in the WhatsApp, sorry, in the chat and see for now, because we may need it. Just give me a minute, let me see. Okay, I've shared quite a number of links in the chat. I will refer to them, and if I don't refer to them, then you know they are there. The first one will be the EMIS WhatsApp group. That will help you to have all your questions answered going forward. At times it takes us long to answer them, but that should be important. So if you have not received that, pick it from there. I will talk about the training of teachers in ICT, that link. Then the deputy teachers, we need your biodata. If your head teacher has not yet given your biodata, we need it there. And then teaching gaps, my friend in Biaya is talking about teaching gaps. Let's capture the teaching gaps in that form. And then deployment of new teachers. These are the teachers who were given notification letters and they are not yet deployed, but you have them. So as you fill in the physical form to bring to my office, I also need you to capture. And then this is the teacher training as district support schools. I will talk about that. So keep those links there. I will need to talk about them as we continue the discussions. Otherwise, anything to do with the refugees, don't worry, we are working out a way and we'll get back to you. It is taking so long, but we are working, of course, across ministries, and that is expected, especially when you are coming towards a financial year. There are many issues that are being handled. So we'll get back to you on that. But what I wanted to make sure is that the learners that are not refugee type, what is the challenge? Are we moving forward? Are we making headway? Okay, let's move. I want to move to Acholi. I don't know if the schools in the schools in Gulu City are here. if you are hearing me. Do I have somebody from Laibi College? Laibi College? Do I have anyone by show of hands from Laibi? Okay, maybe I don't have anyone from Laibi College. Laibi College has promoted 481 learners with no senior one and no teachers. So we'll need to find out what the challenge is. Anybody from Sacred Heart? Sacred Heart? Okay, Sacred Heart has 273 learners with no senior one and 47 teachers. And why I'm mentioning this, you can see the issues are common across, but then there is somebody in the region who has done it so well, or who has managed, let alone the issues of the refugees, but who has managed. But I wanted somebody from Agago. Is anyone from St. Charles Ruanga College, Kalongo here, by show of hands? Agago district, St. Charles, anybody okay from Agago? Is there anybody from Agago by show of hands? Now it looks as if we have only the West Nile. Okay, anyone from Acholi land on the call by show of hands? Okay, let me find out. Okelo James, where are you coming from? Which district? Oh, we can't hear again. We can't hear you, and you are not hearing us. Oh no. Can you type in the chat? Type in the chat. We read. Type in the chat. Type in the chat. We shall read. There was Infinix who was dropped off. Anybody else from Acholi land? Acholi region? Okay. Now it might be that that side is experienced. Okay, there is somebody from Patiko. Let me find out. Let me mute Okelo. Let me find out from Patiko. Patiko, unmute. Are you in Patiko?
Yes, please. The system of Patiko SS.
Are you in Patiko today?
Today, no.
Okay. Where are you calling from?
I'm in Gulu town.
Okay, you're in Gulu town.
Yeah.
Okay. What about my friend from Lamo? Lamo? Unmute.
Yes, please.
Where are you calling from? Are you in Lamo?
Yes, I'm in Lamu, Lukung SS.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure that somebody is listening in from Acholi region, because we are testing to see the possibility of this across regions. We've come from West Nile and probably we've been able to hear them, but you can see that Mr. Okelo James is failing. But if there is anyone from Agago, there is St. Charles Ruanga College, Kalongo, with that MS number. I checked their page. They have 0 learners and no teacher at all. In 2022 and 2023, they've not done anything. And my question is this school there? When I checked the pages, yes, we have just collected data of head teachers. There is a substantive head teacher. So the school exists, and I need someone to look out for them. So someone please look out for St. Charles Ruanga College if you know them, and please let us get to know what the issue is. Why are they totally failing to start on this process? Okay, so what I wanted us to think about is how do we support each other in this? The challenges are many, but at least we should be able to move ahead and be seen to move ahead. So I want to give almost 4 steps that you need to do, especially for my friend in Agago who is going to start. In step 1, you need to collect the data. You have a record of all learners and teachers, and our friend has asked us for the capture form. We shall provide the capture form. So you provide that capture form to all the students and for your teachers also, and then collect all the forms back at some point and take note of those who are missing. And for many schools, the people on the refugee list are missing, but have a list of the refugee people, because this data is going to be used in capitation grants. So you don't want somebody to challenge you. You have failed to put them on the EMI system, you don't have a list of them. You have a list of these. I will share this presentation to be shared on your platforms, so you don't have to copy down most of the things. The second step, identify a responsible administrator and support teach on EMS matters. That is what you have done, and I've seen the teams speak from experience. Have a meeting and read together the communication from PS and the EMS calendar. I will endeavor to provide that communication once again. And the new EMS calendar, there is an EMS calendar of 1st June. You need to read it. And then for now, let us plan weekly meetings to fast track EMS issues. Now, these EMS issues are going to become real issues going forward. Step 3, EMS support. At least one member should join the National District Support Schools WhatsApp platform. I've provided that in the chat. At least one member, so that your challenges can be listed, but also you listen in to other people's challenges. And then get your teams trained. We have a partnership with ICT. I came from that meeting and joined. So if you can take that link and register, there is a link for training, register, so that you join the training, which is going to start on Monday, but it's also an online training. You do it from the comfort of your home or the comfort of your staff room. And we are now looking for trainers of trainees or trainers of teachers. One of you in Lamo district could actually take this training. We are looking for 2 people per school to take that training, so that they begin to train other teachers in your school and in other schools and in the community. Now, the advantage with that is that you become a national trainer, and who knows how far you will go with that. So some of the things we are talking about are really personal issues to support you going forward. Then step 4, which is very important, form district clusters. Join hands and support each other. I think that is the message I have. Join hands to support each other. But going forward, we will want you to support the primary schools near you, because they feed your school. The learners are coming to your school, and you don't want them to come when they do not have the learner identification number. You don't want that to happen to you. So those are 4 simple steps. I'll just check in the chat. Somebody is saying from Ajumani, can we have the WhatsApp number for, not the WhatsApp number, the link. You have the link to join the WhatsApp platform, not the number. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. We have Kololo Public Seed from Maracha attending. Welcome. Mamba from Nebi, yes. From Ajumani SS, the problem we had last year was that there was low turn-up of learners during registration. Secondly, the information for my staff were all uploaded but not seen on the list. What could be the problem? We need to check on that. Lukulu Seed is attending. Coach, we have challenges of registering students who sat for primary 8 exams. They came from Sudan. Okay, we'll continue looking at that. We have many learners with 3 names. As I was registered and discovered the system only captured 2 names. How do we recover that? When the editing function is open, you will be able to do that. Okay, I think those are just the comments we can see. Okay, let's move on. Out of the EMIS issues, now we know what to do with EMIS. Let's say something about closing the learning gap. I'm not sure what equipment is in your schools, but at least if we can get just 1 laptop in a school, if we can get a projector in a school, a sound system that can amplify the sound. Now I'm talking to you, but if I was talking to all your teachers, and if we can have internet. Now, this is the battle or the hurdle we are going to undertake. And for me, my focus is getting these 4 things into schools. Your school may be very far from getting to this, but there is another school near you that can have these. If you register and train, and the teachers train as district support trainers, and your school is registered, probably the partner will come to say, I'm giving these 4 items to the school. So what am I requesting you to do? I'm requesting you to offer yourselves to be on the top of this game in your district. I'm asking your school to offer to train as a district support school, to listen in to what we are saying and actually participate. And then working in clusters, we should be able to support each other going forward. So keep these 4 things together with your head teacher and make sure that you have them. If we find someone else who says we want to give you more, well and good. But I know some schools already have some of these and they are ticking off to get the others in place. So what are we proposing going forward? First of all, we want to start on teacher mentor sessions. Teacher mentor sessions. Is there a teacher in your school who is so passionate about sharing what they teach with others? That is a teacher mentor. Is there an experienced teacher in your school who is passionate about sharing knowledge with others before they retire? That is a teacher mentor. The person listening to me, are you one of those who wants to share with others? So we are going to try out a teacher mentor session in June. And the title is using ICT in teaching mathematics. And the head teacher of Laibi College, Mr. Walter Oti, will be presenting to all the A-level mathematics teachers within our regions and across the nation. So Mr. Oti will present on using ICT in teaching A-level mathematics to all A-level mathematics teachers. And he will be focusing on applied mathematics, paper 2, mechanics and numerical methods on June 24th. What I request your schools to do is to see if the teachers in that school teaching A-level can either sit behind a laptop or sit on a phone or sit with another school to ensure that they attend this session. When we do that, we shall have tried out. We shall have tried out that mentor sessions are happening. But I also want to see a session for O-level biology teachers. and we are going to focus on the current senior 4 class, the old curriculum that is winding up. Do you have anyone who feels that they can sit behind a laptop and teach or tell the other teachers about biology teaching? Before we look for somebody outside our region, across the nation, is there somebody in our region? Is there somebody in West Nile or Acholi land who is willing to do this for biology? Can they tell us how to prepare candidates, maybe for the final exam? Can they tell us in the last few months which topics we can concentrate on? Can they tell us how to teach the students how to read their biology? We are having failure rates of biology skyrocketing, and everybody is asking, what is the problem with biology? And the teachers are not talking to each other. What we want to break is silence. We want to break the silence. We want to close the learning gap. Can we start with a teacher from West Nile or Acholi region? If we don't have anyone, then we are going to look around. But why go to look around when my own region is here and we have the experts? So the question is there anyone? And I need this answer quickly. I will need this answer quickly by close of the weekend, because the date must be communicated. And these are national sessions. So for example, the A-level mathematics session is going to be hosted by Laibi College. Then the O-level session, maybe it is hosted by your school. And we all support you to ensure that it is you who is shining and is helping other biology teachers. So this is a call for your schools. I want to move on. Student online seminars. Can the learners use ICT in revising their work? We have set an O-level mathematics seminar on 1st July. And what do we need? We need you to have a laptop. We need you to have a projector. We need you to have a sound system. We need you to connect on Zoom like you are connecting. And we need you to begin listening to presentations from other schools. But we also need you to present, your students to present. Now, I'm looking for a school that thinks that their students can lead in this O-level mathematics seminar, so that that school becomes the host of the national seminar. And what will the hosts do? They will present just one number. And how will they present one number? The student will begin discussing on the blackboard, and the teacher will point the phone you are using now, onto that blackboard, and pick the picture and the sound of the student, and they discuss one number for us. But the teachers in that school are going to work with me and other mathematics teachers to come up with good questions for a mathematics seminar. And we don't have much time. We don't have much time. We will share the first questions, and then you will edit them, and you will add, so that we come up with a well-refined set of questions. But I want a school in West Nile or Acholi region to host the O-level mathematics seminar. And I'm looking forward for an answer from my team here. And on 8th July, we want an A-level mathematics seminar. Now, why mathematics? That is the subject I understand well. I'm a physics math teacher. I must start from what I understand well, and then tell everybody that this is possible, so that we get all the laptops we want, we get all the projectors we want, we get all the sound systems we want for all our schools in our region. But we cannot get them unless one of you decides to offer. So we have to close the learning gap across our schools. But one of you must decide to offer themselves to present while we run this national seminars. So those are three requests I'm leaving behind, and I hope I will get some answers either in the chat today, but also beyond the weekend, so that on Monday work starts. Let's talk a little bit about the new lower secondary curriculum. I'm sure there is a lot of work ongoing in your schools in the new lower secondary curriculum. There are many activities that the students are doing. There are many projects that are ongoing, but we want to hear about them. So as deputy, as DOS, as the ICT lead teacher, how can we capture the moments in our schools? In the first picture here, you can see this young girl. She was measuring her banana produce. And somebody can guess which topic, which subject is this that is bringing alive such a practice. And in the background, that is a student's garden. It's a student's garden, and the garden was raised by the students, and the students are in the market selling. I don't know about our schools, but I'm painting pictures that we would love to see from your schools. The team I'm talking to now, the deputy, the DOS, the ICT teacher, and your head teacher, if they're there, you can make things happen in your school. I'm not going to prescribe what will happen, but what I'm prescribing here is that at some point, pictures and stories must come out of your schools. And nice things are already happening. The ICT teacher, we want visibility in the new lower secondary curriculum. The second picture, the students are also in the market with different produces, and they are running a market. I don't know what skills they are learning there, but you can imagine many subjects can be involved in this set of activity. So what I'm communicating this afternoon is that we need to capture what is happening in your school. Or if there is nothing happening, let's talk about what is possible. So your schools can also organize a Zoom meeting. I'm happy to organize one. I start it off, you continue talking, me, I go away and come back 2 hours later to close the Zoom room. But when the history teachers have sat to talk about their new term across the region, the mathematics teachers have come together, the chemistry teachers have come together, the geography teachers have come together. You don't have to move, but we can connect to each other and let us discuss what is possible within our regions so that the stories, okay? Somebody is saying, how do we present the progress and where can we present? The first is to present on Zoom like this, and the training on how to present, that should be the next step. How do we connect to Zoom and how do we present? Those should be the questions we are leaving in the chat so that we make the next action plans. And we shall have a question and answer time so that we agree on what is possible. For now, I'm only probing your curiosity here to hear more from you on what is possible. When I met the head teachers, I talked to them about the Nehemiah initiative. The Nehemiah initiative was launched by the First Lady and Ministry of Education and Sports in 2022. And that initiative is intended to green our schools. And we are requested to plant trees on the boundaries of schools to secure the boundaries, to grow fruit trees, to support good nutrition in schools, and to beautify schools. Now, in the picture, you can even see that when this forest comes up, somebody is doing exercises in the forest, and very interesting exercises. Okay, but that means that this forest becomes a very versatile sort of thing. When I met the head teachers, I challenged them on taking up the Nehemiah initiative, but I knew that they are not the foot soldiers. The foot soldiers are you. And I want to ask you to think about this initiative. Is this something you can do as a school? And if it is possible, then start to think about it. But the homework, and I will share this presentation with all of you. The homework I want to leave back is kindly take this picture and ask any interested teacher to write a lesson plan that can use this forest for learning. And let's not talk about just this forest. Let's talk about fruit trees making a forest. Let's talk about trees that are beautifying a compound, or shrubs that are beautifying a compound. Let's talk about trees that are making a woodlot for a school. Is there any teacher on your staff, starting with you who are listening to me, who can write a lesson plan, especially in the new curriculum, that can make use of this forest for learning? Now, let me tell you, if I'm a mathematics teacher teaching senior 3 this term, where they are teaching statistics, I would bring my students to this forest if it was near my school. I would ask them to sample 5 or 10 trees. I would ask them to measure the diameters. Okay, the circumference. Let's take the circumference. I would ask them to measure the circumference of the tree they have selected at the point of their height, the height of their head from the ground. So somebody goes to every tree, they stand there and look for the top of their head point, and they're supposed to measure the circumference of the tree. Now, how they measure the circumference is their thinking. They should find a way of measuring the circumference. I don't have to guide them, but I know they can begin to think, and before you know it, they will measure. But now we take those measurements and we list them in our books. What are we getting? We are getting statistical data. Statistics is taught from senior 1. Okay, now in the curriculum, we find it senior 3, but all the way up to S6, even the senior 6 class uses statistics. Why should we use statistics from the textbook? Now, all the schools are waiting for the senior 3 textbooks. And I was reliably informed that these books were to be sent to schools, but I've not been in office. Yesterday, I was in Rakai. So I've not followed up to know whether the S3 books are moving to Acholi or West Nile region. Maybe you know better than I know now. But the senior 3 teachers are waiting for the activity within the senior 3 book on statistics. For me, I've given them one activity. If I was near this tree, and I can write now a new set of questions, which will go into the next book that is going to be published, other than just using data that is listed in a book, and I don't know where it's coming from. Now, what about the other teachers? Can somebody think of any topic in their curriculum, in the new curriculum, that can make use of one tree, a set of trees, or a forest like this? And I need these lesson plans. I need to start seeing which schools have innovative and creative teachers, which schools are going to produce the trainers of other teachers on the new curriculum. Because we are not going to wait now and again for someone else. It is the teachers in our region that are going to help us move forward. So I've left an activity there for you, and I will wait for that administrative group that is so keen to bring results out, and I will be able to tell which school is moving with me, which school is still to be picked going forward. But let's move on. Is there a school that has received teachers for school practice? By show of hands. Just by show of hands. I just want to be sure. Okay, somebody has put up their hand, but unfortunately, I don't know where they're coming from. They have not renamed. By the members, you can rename yourself and put your school. It looks like every school now has teachers on school practice already. Wonderful. Okay. Let's put down our hands. I want to ask another question. Just put down the hands. Okay. Is there a school that has students on school practice and can tell me where they are coming from, which college they are coming from, or which university? Just by show of hands. Okay, Patiko, unmute.
Yes, please.
Where are they coming from? Which university or college?
So we have received 3 students teachers. All of them, they are coming from Gulu University.
Okay, Gulu University.
Yeah.
Okay, is there somebody now? Let us all put down our hands. I want to find out. Is there somebody who has received a student teacher not from Gulu University, from another university? Or from another college? Okay, now let me find out from Mary, Saint Mary Assumpta. Saint Mary Assumpta, where are they from?
Yeah, Metropolitan. We have 2 of them.
Okay. Maxwell, Arua Public, where are they coming from? Unmute.
Makerere University.
Okay. Ofua Seed, where are they coming from? From?
Metropolitan University.
Okay, okay, okay. Arua SS, we want also to hear from you. Arua SS.
Metropolitan University.
Okay, okay, that is good. Of course, the NTCs have not been in a session with those kind of students, so we have from the universities. So my first question was, do student teachers come to your school? You have answered it. Do we have a mentor for the teachers on school practice? Now, I need to find out, just let me find out. Arua SS, I don't know if this hand remained up. I want to find out if there is a school that has somebody responsible for the school, the teachers on school practice, and not just maybe a deputy who assigns them. Anyone by show of hands who has that mentor, the person you call so and so, you are the one going to receive the school practice teachers. This is what you do with them. This is what you do with them. Okay, that is a hard question. Okay, now you can see the deputies may be, and the deputies could be so busy. Maybe going forward, you need that teacher, one of those teachers. And you start with the current ones. Try to find somebody who can take over and look after these teachers. When I was for my school practice, we missed lunch for a whole week because we didn't know where the teachers go at lunchtime. We would just see people walking out. They would walk out and come back towards 2. Yet the dining room was a distance away and they could not tell us. So we missed lunch for a whole week. And I was in a very powerful school. And everyone wondered how teachers could miss lunch. But because we didn't have this mentor, the subject teachers are the subject teachers supporting the new teachers. I'm telling you, as soon as you get the teachers on school practice, or even new teachers, the subject teacher just drops the books and walks away. They never look back. So we would go to class by asking students, where is senior 2 this? Where is senior 3 this? And you find your way. That is not what we want to see in our schools. So what I'm going to do, I will share a document. We did some work about being a good mentor to student teachers. I will extract what is helpful to us. It was majorly we're talking about the teachers of agriculture, supporting other teachers in schools, but I will extract what is good and share it with our schools so that we become better mentors to these teachers on school practice. Now, there is a reason why I'm encouraging this, why I'm talking about this. And the reason is very simple. The reason I'm talking about this is these student teachers are the same teachers who are going to come back to our schools to teach. Our schools don't have teachers. When we transfer teachers, they don't come. When we deploy teachers, they don't come. They go back. But these students who have come for teaching practice, if they ever become interviewed by, if they ever get interviewed by the Education Service Commission and get on the payroll, more than likely, these are the students that are going to come back to our schools. And they will come back to your staff room and look at you, and they will say you never helped them. But let us begin to develop a database for our future teachers. We develop a database for our future teachers. Who knows? We might be able to get some of them back to your school and they will do a good job. So you need to prepare them, mentor them, and make them very good teachers going forward. So with this, I'm going to leave it at that. I will share a document. And the next thing I want to hear is a story of how you sat. You see these 2 gentlemen sitting. One is mentoring the other, okay? Actually, I was sitting with somebody to learn how to use technology, and it was even a young man who was mentoring me. And today I can sit alone to talk to you. But I'm hoping that I will get a picture of one of you staying back to talk to the student teachers on what to do and how to spend their time, but also how to teach that subject that they came to teach. And that story, where will it go? That story is going to be captured by the ICT teacher, and I'm now coming to the ICT teacher. Visibility of our schools is a must. Visibility of our schools is a must. All the things I've been talking about must be shared online, must be talked about. And somebody was asking, where are we going to share this? Mr. ICT teacher, wherever you are in that school, let us discover how to design a school blog. From the ICT we learned, let us see what is possible. If we need a session for ICT teachers on how to create blogs, we shall arrange. And I hope somebody is going to say that that should be one of our actions going forward. We should be able. On the left, a few days ago, I was able to put up a blog for the Nehemiah Initiative. And I have one story there of a teacher in Lango College. And this is a very interesting story that you need to read. But for you to read it, you have to go to that blog and you can type in the way you see. And I'm going to share this presentation so that you can click on it and you read. But this teacher, when she had just gone to Lango College in 2014, she ate mangoes. She picked mangoes from a tree and enjoyed the mangoes and felt that she should take the seeds to her home. So she took the seeds to her home and threw them somewhere. She watered them, and before she knew it, the seedlings were up. So she picked the seedlings and planted them. But on that blog, you will now see her picking mangoes, very many mangoes, and she's making juice out of the mangoes. And I was encouraging her to even go to the market and sell. So this business of what is going to happen in planting trees in your school might end up with you in your home, either when you're carrying seedlings from your school to your home, or when you are the one telling the people in the district how to plant trees. My friends in Acholi region, you have a very good opportunity. The president recently complained about selling charcoal and actually stopped the issue of charcoal making. That means that region is empty of trees. If you started with your school to plant trees and you also took your children to the nearest community to plant trees, if the season is good, and you share your story on your school blog, I will also be able to amplify it to other people. And who knows, we might find ourselves with somebody interested in seeing that teacher or that school that is doing wonders. On the right, if you want to read about some of the things I've been involved in since 2011, you'll find them on this blog. And the blog name is feedthechild.wordpress.com. So for my ICT teachers, we can use the wordpress.com platform for the free blogs. We can use the blogspot.com for free blogs. But the point I'm getting to here is I want some stories from the school. I want some stories so that I share the stories. And I want all our schools in the region to be visible to everyone so that we can get all the support that we need and have all those learners in our regions in school, but also have our teachers contribute to the development of this nation. So that is what is critical for me. And I will share this in your WhatsApp groups. I will share it with the leaders in the region, and they will share the presentation. So we have to keep in touch. And my proposal here is that in your regions, I hope you can make some WhatsApp groups across different levels. You may even have deputy teachers. You may have director of studies. You may have ICT teachers. You may end up encouraging mathematics teachers within the region. And let us share and discuss and see what is possible within our region. But I would also encourage both regions to join. So we have mathematics teachers for West Nile and Acholi region. We have deputy teachers for West Nile and Acholi region, something like that. That is my contact. I know the head teachers have my contact, but it is also important that you have my contact. And on the right, I always talk about problem solving. When we have a problem and we've identified it, let us try to define it well. Let us find the alternatives of solving it, but we must get into the action point. And then we look back and see if what we are doing is solving a problem. And that is the research-based approach that I'm talking about. Friends, I want to stop sharing here. I also want to allow all of us, we can be able to open our microphones, but you will put up your hand and I will ask you to unmute yourself. So please don't unmute before we ask you to unmute. We are going into the question and answer session for 15 to 20 minutes, and then we close going forward. So let me first take one picture here. You know, I'm doing, I'm also taking the pictures of who is on the session because it is important. Okay, now let us start. Madam Nora. Madam Nora, open your microphone and ask your question.
Yes. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam Nora.
Yes,
Which
thank you for
school?
your. I'm in Luani Memorial College in Amuru.
Okay.
I'm the deputy.
Okay.
I have a question. Thank you for your presentation. First of all, it's my first time to be in this kind of meeting, and I'm grateful for it. From the school where I was, I think for it is now 6 years down the road, the students that I had in senior 1, when I was teaching them about the environment, I'm a teacher of geography, I encouraged them to plant trees. We went to the forest. We have a forest near us. And this time, these children have planted the trees have already grown. And I'm here in another station. So you've encouraged me, and I believe all other schools will have been encouraged. But my question is, I am not in the WhatsApp group of this. I am grateful to the head teacher. He gave me the number, the Zoom number for the meeting. And so I was also requesting, is it possible that our school can also be visited by you people, because we are far some distance away, and your coming and checking on us would also be would be grateful. Another thing, can I also be in that WhatsApp group so that I can share many other things? Thank you.
Okay. Nora, for now, we don't have, I was asking, actually, I'm asking that we form that WhatsApp group. I'm asking that we form that WhatsApp group. Now, let me, before I forget, let me bring, let me bring a registration for the attendance for today. Please, you're going to check in the chat and take that attendance link. Take that attendance link and fill it in during your time. Fill it in, pick it. You can start if you can, and let all the people you are sitting with fill in a different form, because each one fills in one form, so that we see. But that is going to be a start. Nora says, maybe what we do, the head teachers have their WhatsApp group, and that is really top administrative. Is it what we want that the deputy is sitting here, that is now deputy, the DOS, the ICT teacher, and of course, the head teachers can always also come back for both West Nile, I don't know why I use the word West Nile and Acholi, that we form a WhatsApp group for only sharing innovations in schools. Sharing innovations in schools. That is what Nora is suggesting, so that she tells us about the trees. Nora, you will take pictures. Please ask someone to send you pictures of that forest and talk about it. Let that be your first article at that school where you are, and talk about what you did before, so that we can read it. But what I'm seeing is action number 1. We start a WhatsApp group and then we see how far we can go. Okay. Know your schools, can you, Noya? Open your microphone. When you fill in the registration, we shall send you the link to the WhatsApp group, and then you will share it amongst your members so that they can join. But that is for the middle level. We are taking the deputy, the DOS, the ICT teacher, and then they can bring on board ideas from other members. Know your schools is not, okay, Gidudu Jude, Mugula SS.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. My question is, because at the beginning, there are some colleagues of mine who are talking about refugee students in terms of their numbers. So I also just wanted to find out, are they not totally having the refugee numbers for the students, or they are having? Because in some cases, if in case you don't check that box of a refugee student, or someone being a refugee, the format for the number for that number will not appear. So some of us maybe were just choosing a student is maybe a South Sudanese, but you don't tick that box of a student being a refugee, so that you can get a better format for entering such a number. So I just wanted to find out, are all the students they are saying not having the refugee numbers, or some are having, so that we can say we can help one another. Thank you.
Okay, now Jude is going to be one of our key administrators on the WhatsApp to support the EMIS. So Jude is asking a question on refugees, you have the answers. You ask your questions and Jude will be able to guide us. Maybe we are making an error, but what I know, there are some who don't have the numbers. They don't have the numbers and they cannot go ahead, and that's why they want OPM. But thank you, Jude. At least we have now an admin of the platform on EMIS matters. Okay. Particle SS, open your microphone.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Dungo Ronald. For me, I'm going on to the closing learners gap. You know, currently the technology is going up and everything is becoming digital. Because for this to be effective, as you elaborated, each school should at least have a laptop, a projector, sound system, internet, and all this. They use power source, it must be there. And it's challenging for some school, like the newly grant-aided secondary school, to acquire all of this at once. I don't know if the government or there is something that can be put in place to support this newly grant-aided secondary school, at least to also come at bar with other schools so that the technology doesn't leave them far much behind. They move at the same pace. Thank you.
Particle SS, your answer is in joining, if you join the district support group, probably if you joined as a trainer, probably. But I also want to answer your question in particular, and I asked the deputy, I asked her to, I came to Particle SS. I saw
Yes.
that electric pole.
Yeah.
I noted that you've been asked for 700,000 to connect to UECDL. I
That's
met
true.
somebody from UECDL who said, can they give us the very last information they got from UECDL? Did they do any payment? Did they ask them payment for what reason? So that somebody could help us follow through. I want to request you to still ask Madam to give me that information. Now, the problem when you open microphones for people, they are going to continue opening themselves. That is the
So
problem.
I'm getting interference, some background feeds.
Yes, but what I'm saying is I want to have information on what was the very last information. What did you get from that UECDL office? Why are they asking for the 700,000? What have you paid?
Actually,
what haven't you paid? But I want you to take this off this session, and let's have that discussion. Ask Madam to please send me that information. I think I talked to her about it, or we can still talk more on that, because I know where you stand, and probably you can't do anything without electricity going forward.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
let's
true.
go. Noya Schools admin, your hand remained up. Noya.
Yes,
now
hello.
speak to us. Yes.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes.
Samuel Rio from Popo the 6 Anaka. Now,
okay.
Mike, I would like to ask one question. We have registered teachers and non-teachers, but even and it is a common problem in many schools around here. So I am not sure the root cause of the problem.
I missed exactly what you. I missed the first words before the root cause. What is the problem?
I said we have registered teachers and non-teaching staff on EMIS, but when you try to view them, you cannot see, you cannot edit their information, and it has been challenging. I don't know what is the root cause of the problem that we cannot view our staff members.
You
Thank you.
cannot edit. I know that you cannot edit. The edit button is not open, but you can view. I don't know why you can't view, but this is St. Paul.
This is Pope Paul the 6th SS
Oh.
Anaka.
Pope Paul.
Yes.
But they've asked to change that name.
Yeah, it was, but until now it's still in that original name.
Okay. You have my WhatsApp. I will check, but I think I can see your teachers. I don't know why you can't see your teachers. It's usually the connectivity. You should be able to see your teachers, but editing is not
Okay,
possible.
we have tried on several occasions and we cannot now. So I thought maybe it could be from the system.
No, I think we shall just check. You move out of Noya and go somewhere else and check again. Let's find out.
Thank you, fine.
Okay. Who started? I think let's go HM Mvara.
Good evening, members.
Good evening.
Yes, I am Matoele Akim, head teacher Mvara SS.
Yes.
First of all, allow me to sincerely appreciate you, our new desk officer, Mr. Dung Ronald, for the presentation that we have got this evening. I want to say thank you so much. We had the challenges with the EMIS, but now throughout, as you did your presentations, I think we're able to see now where we can share information and see how to close some of the remaining gaps. We are very, very grateful that you have brought the ministry close to us. And then this has opened the door for us to share our pertinent issues that at times take long for us to get feedback on. And then we are sure with this arrangement, we see that we can share our challenges, we can see how to encourage one another, and then continue to address issues that affect our schools. I'd like to say thank you so much, and it's just to appreciate you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mvara SS. Now, I have 4 people. I'm going to give the numbers. Lokung SS will be number 1. St. Mary Assumpta number 2, Metu SS number 3, and the other Asuman will be number 4. So let's go, Lokung.
Let them come. Since these are now closing.
Yes, hello.
Yes, Lokung.
Yes, good evening, all members.
Good evening.
I'm with my Director of Studies, Madam Acholi Joyce. I would like to appreciate Mr. Dungu for all the presentations. This is now my second time of attending the Zoom, and it has been so encouraging and really helping me. I have a question here. There is one of the schools in my area was having a challenge with uploading the Excel data forms. And I finally advised him to just enter the learner's information individually. So I don't know if this form has some error or what, but even me, I tried. So in case any school again comes to such a problem, how can I help such a school?
District support.
Thank you very much.
You are supposed to just.
Okay, Lokung, whoever can, first of all, join the district support schools EMIS group. I shared that on WhatsApp so that we quickly get answers. The Excel form was closed. That's why you cannot upload it again.
Thank you.
Many people who use the Excel form uploaded wrong data, and that's why you see boys in St. Mary Assumpta girls page, and yet they are only girls. That's why you see somebody uploaded 1,000 and returned only 400.
Okay, because of error.
Let me first mute some people here. So the Excel form was bringing challenges.
Yes,
we have asked the designers of the system to create an offline form. Offline form such that when you go into a region like Noya, which is having challenges of internet.
Oh, leaving from the room.
Yes,
yes. How many were there?
Now, friends, you need to mute yourselves if you're not speaking. So what I'm saying is that we are asking for an offline form, which is more of an Excel form, but it will also create challenges with it. But you can capture, and then when you come in the region of internet, you can upload that data. And then you will be able to know how many have failed, and you go back to the field and improve.
No, this thing is about
Otherwise,
Excel.
what is happening with
When you type
Excel
for the
now?
learners, then you upload. But this
Someone here. What is happening with Excel is that you want to know whether the date of birth, not date of birth, whether you have put in a wrong index number. You want to know whether you put in a wrong NIN number of a parent, and you will upload 1,000 learners, and yet one thing is wrong, the data for the learner is wrong, okay? You
Yes,
cannot identify the errors, and that's why it was stopped. But I also know members are now complaining that how do I capture one by one for 2,000 students? I always tell them that you capture 20 a day. Capture 20 a day and come back the next day. In 5 days, you'll have done 100 and so on, okay?
Yes, please.
But I know you can capture more, but at least you'll be sure that you're capturing the right data. Okay, St. Mary Assumpta girls, St. Mary Assumpta girls.
Thank you, Mr. Dungu. From St. Mary Assumpta. There's something I wanted to inquire from you. Like Mr. Nile of Biaya said, if there is a way we can make the refugee section not to be mandatory or think of another alternative. I don't know whether they can work out for the meantime to increase the number we're uploading for the refugees. Then another thing is concerning how we can use ICT. Now that some places are not connected to the national grid, I was thinking that if at all we can use the portable projectors, because I've seen some of them here, like DLP portable projector working out well. It can connect to the phone using Bluetooth, and I strongly believe that we can achieve something in terms of implementing ICT. Thank you.
And thank you. What was the name?
Yes.
Your name?
I'm Richie Emmanuel from St. Mary Assumpta. The portable projector, the type we are using here is DLP. It is like a power bank, and I believe if the government can buy some and put in schools, it can work even for those places without power, as long as they can charge it somewhere.
Please, these are the working solutions we are looking for. If you could reach out to me on WhatsApp, my WhatsApp number I gave 0701 433 878. Reach out on WhatsApp, take a picture of that, and tell us about that portable projector. And also let's now find out whoever bought it for you, where did they buy it? Where did they ship it from? Where can it be found? What is the cost? And then we factor those in some of the concepts we are going to write to support schools. Okay, if we can factor in working solutions, then we will have got a good deal out of, and this is why we meet, by the way, friends. These 2 hours we have spent here, you don't know how good we are bonding, but we are getting some solutions coming through and we are getting answers. We now have the admin of the WhatsApp group. We are thinking of the WhatsApp group so that these questions keep coming, and they will be particular for West Nile and Acholi region. Metu SS, we have one more to go so that we close. Metu SS.
Thank you for the presentation. I hope you are getting me.
Yes, I'm getting you, Metu SS.
Yes. I'm sorry we missed the first part, but at least we were able to get through. And
we shall share the recording and you will listen in.
Thank you. Otherwise, when you here with me is actually my whole team. We have the deputy, we have the teacher for computer. We also have the director of studies.
Can you open your video and we see you?
It's okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I would like also to note that sometimes we have network challenges. Actually, we're trying to connect through the Wi-Fi, which took time to get us through. However, when it comes to linking up schools, I really look forward to a time when we can benefit from teaching from one of the teachers in the region. If we cannot do that, at one time there was somebody who wanted to link us to a program. I think some schools in the central region are already doing it, where we can benefit from teaching from one of those schools. Since you mentioned that we should do at least get one person by the weekend, I hope we shall be able to get one, but in case not, we shall be grateful if you can link up us to one of the teachers from one of the schools in the country. Then for the greening of schools, I'm glad to inform you we have a forest around here. One day when you come to Moyo, I think you'll come. We have a wonderful forest in the school. Except where need be, if we can be supported, I know we can come up with even a bigger forest. Finally, about the MS registration, we have had some challenges in that area, particularly for the newcomers. Since we are forming a WhatsApp group, I hope we shall be able to link up. Otherwise, I was available for the meeting of the head teachers, which was about I think 2 days ago. And even today we are available. I really applaud you for this move where you update us from the ministry, and we shall also be able to get you abreast with what is happening in the region. Thank you.
Okay, Metu SS, before you go, I was in Metu SS sometime, but I was not able to find you. When we did the textbook, I think we are looking at validation of textbooks. I will come back. What I picked from Moyo was honey. I bought honey from Moyo. And I was looking for schools that have forests and can do bee farming in West Nile. I don't know if that Metu forest, we can put there some beehives and we start to look for honey from your school. I was making a calculation for someone that 1 jerrycan of honey can be 20 liters, can be got from 1 beehive, and each of the liter goes for 20,000. So you can earn 400,000 from a jerrycan of honey. And for me, I'm ready to market honey from West Nile up to the London shops, if that is possible.
Oh,
So
that's
let's
great.
continue talking. Let's continue talking. There is a lot that is possible, but we must start somewhere. And we have started with these simple things. Now, one teacher teaching the nation, that is an initiative that I was part of. We started and we are still growing, and we are asking UCC to make sure that they put computers in our schools. And that's why I'm very passionate about West Nile and Acholi. We really want either Metu SS can have the computers and have solar panels or whatever it is, and then schools can come to Metu. I saw you
Actually,
have
sir,
buildings.
we are in the computer lab right now. And
And you have a big library there. You say big library there.
yes,
Okay?
please.
So even other people can come and join you there. But let's continue talking. Okay. Okay. I need to mute you. I need to mute you. Mute Okello Raymond also. Okay. Yada Asman, you are the last one. Yada Asman. Which school is this, deputy teacher? Coach. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Good
go on.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is the head teacher we connected through the HTTP line.
Okay.
Yeah, we are three, the head teacher, deputy, and the ICT teacher. I want to thank you for this meeting in the same vein where the other members speak from. I want to raise the concern on the issue of the textbook. Pardon?
Yes, go on. Textbooks, yes.
On the textbook, I want to thank you for the information that the textbooks for senior 3 are on the way. The challenge that we have on the textbook is that the number, usually you can have like 200 plus senior 3s that you receive books that are less. You will find the ratio may be 1:10. So that is the challenge that we have on the issues of the textbook. 2, on the staff gaps. The template is there, we are going to fill. But there is a special issue on some staff. A staff may disappear in a station just unceremoniously. What do we do for that special staff? Like for a full term cannot appear, you cannot get his number, you cannot get to do mail, you cannot get to. How can we close such a kind of account? For example, nothing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Our friend from Zeu SS, your microphone comes up and it disorganizes us. Okay, Kochi, number of textbooks. Of course, no one knew how many learners were in which school. Some schools got very many, others got very few. But maybe even the number of textbooks at that time without EMIS numbers were not well calculated. I'm not saying that the S3 books will be better because they are still using that same old number, but at least going forward, we would love to see that the textbooks are more than that. I cannot promise much. What is important now, let's get the textbooks of S3 and be able to teach. And as I said, I will find out. I was told from the other week, Thursday, that the textbooks are going to be out. When we met on Monday, I promised to check with the team. I couldn't find the IMU team, Instructional Material Unit team. On Tuesday, Wednesday, I went out to Rakai. And today I've not been able to go back because I was now back from Rakai and preparing for this session. But tomorrow is a public holiday, but I will find out from there. And then I go through the regional regional chairperson, Acholi chairperson, to reach out to the district chair people who now come down to the schools. Now, with this other WhatsApp that we might set up, we are going to set up, it might be easier to make mention, quick information like books have reached here, look for them from this school or the other school. The second one, staff are not available. Now, dear head teachers and deputy teachers, I don't know if you do staff appraisals every term. You know, we are going to change on a number of fronts. You are going to undertake to do staff appraisals. Do staff appraisals at the end of the term. Let your deputy admin, deputy academics, the others, your line people, give them numbers of teachers. And you also now have them, you have your deputy, your others, and to appraise. Let them appraise others. But let us do appraisal. Let's do appraisals, because when you come to me to say this staff is not attending and we should transfer them, I will ask for the appraisal. That would be one. Not to make it hard for you, but we need to prepare. We need to prepare for this, okay? Who, as deputies, as head teachers, talk to your staff? By in charge of this staff, talk to them. And if you need us to talk to them, then let me know. And let's arrange. Maybe we can arrange a session like this and we talk to them with you. They are with you there. I can talk to them and let them explain. When you do it with one person, the others will know from the staff room that don't bother doing this, because the head teacher will ask you to speak to somebody in the ministry. Now, for me, I would rather sit on these meetings now and again, we do 30 minutes, than you traveling from that school to come to my office. You don't find me, and then you get disappointed. You are spending money, you are spending time. I need you in the schools more than on the road. For me, I can conduct this meeting from anywhere, even when I'm traveling to Adjumani and somebody wants me to speak to them from Lamo, and it's possible we can talk as I move, okay? So let's continue. The issue is back and forth discussion. Let's continue talking about this. Let's reach out to the teachers. Let's reach out to everyone, and let us get something out to better our schools. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been sitting for this long, and it's not good for us. It's not good for us. I'm happy I can see the faces from across. For those who can open your cameras, open, and we take the last pictures. We want someone to raise their hand to pray for us as we conclude. But I want to thank you. I want to thank you. Let the rest of the information be on WhatsApp. Nora helped us to think quickly at the very start that we open up a WhatsApp group. Whoever has filled in that form, I will put the link to the WhatsApp group on that email you have indicated, so that we quickly get there, but also you quickly share with the rest who have not yet registered. This WhatsApp group should have the team, head teacher, deputy head teacher, deputy teacher, those, and the ICT teacher, because we are focusing on visibility of the school. The other administrative issues, Mr. Head Teacher and Madam Head Teacher, the other administrative issues will be discussed on your head teacher platforms. But here, let this be operational group. Somebody shares with us what is happening in their school. They are planting trees. They have found an innovation here. They are showing us the blog of the school. Let us be visible and let us share moving forward. I want to request the team of Arua SS to pray for us as we wind up. Arua SS, pray for us. Arua SS, there is another phone in the room. Arua SS, there is another phone in the room. First mute Arua SS. Let's see if there is another person causing this. Arua SS, first mute. No, Arua Public. Arua Public. Is that Arua Public? Maxwell, first mute. Maxwell, first mute. Maxwell, there is another phone near you. So you open without that phone.
There is no phone near me and I've already muted. Let me now mute.
Okay, let me, for purposes of enabling you to pray, let me mute all and ask you to unmute. Maxwell, unmute. Sorry, I was also muted. Sorry. Maxwell, unmute.
I think I'll unmute here.
Okay, pray for us, Maxwell.
Yes, I've requested Sister Adumi SS. Matilda is going to pray for us. She's here with me. We pray.
Oh, that was a joint meeting. I like that.
Yeah. We close our meeting in the names of Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. God, we thank you for everything. Refreshing our human minds and capital building, information gap filling, so that we may be able to develop and implement what the education system we want us to do. Bless us and bless the schools, bless the forms of all the human resources in the schools, and bless those who participated in it and those who were facilitating it. May the Lord give us all the graces to stand firm in all the systems. We ask all this through Christ our Lord. The Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen. Thank you, sister. I will now ask whoever wants to unmute and greet your friend as we close. I will close the meeting in the next 5 minutes.
Hello, comrades. This is Arua Public. I want to greet everybody wherever you are. Thank you for attending the meeting.
Great. Comrades, this is Annette from Erusi, Navy District. I want to greet you all, traditional deities and varices.
I would also want to request colleagues to pray for head teacher Zeu SS, our regional chair, who is not in good health. I think wherever she is, I will check here if she's in attendance. Abembe will still pray for you.
Thank you, Maxwell. I should have mentioned that at the very start. I forgot. She told me she's not feeling well since the other day, but we pray that she gets better.
Okay.
Okello James, speak. Okello James, speak. Open your microphone and speak. You have been trying. Open your microphone and speak. Friends, even opening a microphone is important so that you test. You open your microphone, friends, and test. James, speak. Even Sam from Zeu SS has totally failed. The connection is bad.
Right.
Sam from Zeu SS, how is Zeu SS?
I am saying,
yes,
our connection phones are being used in the same room.
Ah, you have to move out. You leave one. You have to move out.
Yes, thank you so much. I am and we thank you for started this meeting with the director and then the deputy teacher. Thank you so much.
Okay, Sam.
I'm grateful.
Thank you, Sam.
Members.
Okello, speak. Okello James, speak. Nokia, go on.
Hello, members. This is Victor from Pakada Seed. Greetings to all ICT teachers.
Which district are you?
The region. Thank you. Zombo district.
Okay.
Zombo district, Pakada Seed. Thank you.
Okay, friends, I have to close now. I have to close now and then we go. I will send the link for the WhatsApp. I will send it on the email you have used to register. And then we can look for every other person to join in with time. Bye for now.